Hello guys, and it has been a while since we've done these things, and might as well, right? I haven't had enough time to figure things out, go for a long session. Wasn't really the most rewarding thing anyway, but might as well do it like we used to. So, we're gonna be clearing out our backlog for the first half of this month. And of course, for the rest, we are gonna be getting into some new and improved SCPH replay casting. So welcome back to the thing that started it all. Welcome back to everyone who has been submitting all these emails so far. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting it on, because it is time to get back into the groove. SCPH replay casting coming your way, and introducing first here on the bottom left of Everdream LE, it is the man himself, Mr. Commissioner DLSMIZEL on that green Terran. And his opponent here on the top right. Well, this guy needs no introduction. A man really working his butt off to come from the Novice Cup. I believe he's Diamond right now, but this is from an old time. It is Mr. Zerg himself. It is Jazzyjay. If you guys see the score, it's already a 1-0, and this is actually a continuation of a VOD that we has done so far. So the story about that is, remember that time where Mizzle, Vic, and the rest actually went over to my place to shoot some things? So it was one thing we shot over. We needed me in action, and I was like, okay, I'll just release this anyway since I did it anyway. So these are the next two games, I believe, of this best of 3. We're not too sure though. I haven't really seen what the result of this game is so far. Like I said, this is gonna be a few older patches here and there, but it should be still relevant in this day and age. So Everdream LE in a TVZ. What's going to be the plan right here, right now? Will we see the buyer here? Mizzle queuing up some Marines. A lot of Marines, actually, for some reason, with the Reaper in behind. This guy is not going to be min-maxing his Marines anytime soon. Double racks already to set up. Might be playing that early aggression. And in the meantime, Jazzyjay with the pool first, going to be looking to do the same old thing. If you guys do need a little bit of a refresher of what went on so far in, well, this series, it really has been the fact that it was Mizzle winning it out on that aura last time. This time, though, gonna be trying to do the same old thing on Everdream, but it's gonna be the Reaper right now trying to get the hell out of there. This is the drones, though, getting harassed, and DLSMIZEL using some good Reaper control to, at the very least, get a worker there, but he has to run on away. These Zerglings are quick on creep. And when they get metabolic boost, it's even gonna be quicker. The Queen trying to get in position, but doesn't get it in time. And right now, Mizzle gonna be backing on out. So what's been going on in the StarCraft scene? Don't forget, we have the quarantine tournament. It's gonna be a whole month thing. Trying out something new. Maybe it'll be a lot easier for all you folks to participate in the first place. And it feels that it's one way to make sure that since we are in these times, we're not really sure what's gonna be going on as of yet. Might as well try something out. If it doesn't work, we can always go back to our usual weekend schedule. If it does, then it might be a lot easier for your workloads. But here we go again. Triple racks before the expansion. DLSMIZEL looking to set up a very hefty bio-based composition from the get-go. Meantime, though, Jazzyjay gonna be positioning most of his units here, there, and everywhere, making sure that these overlords get all the scouting information that he needs. And Jazzyjay doesn't care about those Marines. He sees all the racks right now, but he's gonna lose the overlord here. He does know, though, that Mizzle is gonna be behind on the bases, but Jazzyjay choosing to still get that third hatchery as of yet. For now, though, it does feel like for Jazzyjay, he's playing a little bit with fire. I'd love to see him get that Bailing Nest ASAP to make sure he has some way to deal with these Marines. Because Mizzle, if he moves out with this many units, then he might be able to punish the over-expanding Zerg. But it really feels like there's a point, right? When you're going for that hatchery, you will get those reinforcements. You will get a lot more units. So it's still a good investment to get a hatch on. But right now, Jazzyjay, yes, is playing its part. Gonna be going for that Bailing Nest. Instrumental to make sure that he will have something. In the meantime, though, Mizzle with all these Marines, but for some reason, he's gonna be playing defensively instead. What kind of scouting does he have on his opponent so far? Not too much. Knows he's on 2 base. Knows he went pool first. So maybe he's expecting Jazzyjay to go for the run on by. But at the same time, I feel like for Mizzle, taking a little bit too much time. He can be using these Marines for something a little more important, but it is what it is, and here we are again. So on Everdream LE, of course, good diagonal to try and make it through to the other side. It feels like it's just a small little journey to go all the way there. And it feels like here for Mizzle also, he's scouting around, read these Marines, these guys with their guns ready to go a-blazing. Still though, in the meantime, waiting on to see what's going to be happening here between our two players. Seems like though it's an early +1 here for Jazzyjay. 5-minute mark already getting that Evo Chamber approach. So it seems like the plan here has to be that 3-base Muta. He's already going for those links. Banelings are going to be ready to go. Creep spread is looking pretty good also here for Jazzyjay. Meantime though, got Mizzle answering back with his own upgrades. Going for the Twin Engineering Bay. Also going for that Stim Pack and that Combat Shield. He already has a Stim Pack actually. Some extra HP on these Marines does make this look like a very, very heavy gun approach. In any case, though, it feels like this is the calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen. It does feel like for Jazzyjay, he's just looking to make sure that he can answer whatever the Marines are trying to do. And I like this a lot for Jazzyjay. He's up by 20 workers, and that army disparity is so very low. The only instance Mizzle might be able to come ahead by this point is if he catches Jazzyjay overdroning with a cycle and attacking at the right time. But for now, only now, Mizzle is going to be moving on out, and the overdrone cycle has already come on past. Carapace upgrade going to be online as well here for our Zerg player. And for now, lots of saturation on tree base. This is looking really good here for our Zerg. And the longer this goes, the better this is for Jazzyjay. Because Mizzle went for the early 3 racks, but didn't really do anything with it. So he might get punished here, but he's now going for 5 racks. He really wants to put on the anchor and put on the pain. Want to do it for that 3rd base as well. A lot of ambitions here for our Terran. But it feels like here for Jazzyjay, he's just waiting for an opportunity to strike. Flare Tech gonna be online as well. Hook's gonna be so important to make sure that these things can go even quicker, as well as the Spire in behind. Burrow Tech also online here for Jazzyjay soon, which is a very, very interesting way to go about things. Now, what I wonder though for Jazzyjay is, he's droning up a lot. And he has 31 workers on a 3rd base. It seems like he's future-proofing there for that 4th. But I would love to see him use those larvae instead for some links, because he doesn't really need it as of yet. But it feels that, though, this is the experience of Jazzyjay just getting better and better, right? This was from a time where he wasn't Diamond yet. He was trying to learn the ropes, and his macro has been pretty on point, to say the least. Baneling's still going to be online as well. Jazzyjay with a few more drones here and there. Mizzle gonna get that 3rd base. Mule's gonna be able to try at the very least to help out this disparity. But look at that. Almost double the income tab there for the side of Jazzyjay. It's ridiculous how many minerals he's getting. And Mizzle catching on up though with 3rd base online and some mules. But it's still not gonna be as even as you expect. Eventually though, the Terran will be able to hit those marks. But for now, as Jazzyjay is going for that 4th, this is just the Zerg in a really, really good spot from the get-go. It feels like this is more like an NR kind of situation. No rushing. Let's these guys try to do that macro. Let these guys try to figure something out. And make sure, at the very least, to get all these bases up and running. Now, though, these are more and more of these links. Creep tumors spreading on over, already coming to the midpoint mark of Everdream. So in all honesty, it's looking pretty scary here. Question is though, what's gonna be the plan for Jazzyjay? Will he be able to get the push? Will he use these creep trimmers to make sure at the very least that he will have a good staging point no matter what? Now though, it's gonna be a dropping from Mizzle. Taking care of overlords here and there. High ground vision, of course, from these flyers, but that's pretty much just that. Very, very slow attack here from Mizzle, and still that army count is in favor of Jazzyjay. Sure, he is going to get supply block now, but it doesn't matter. Hydras are going to be into play, interesting enough. He does go for an infestation pit, and will be going straight into Hive. So instead of star play, he adds things up with the Hydras to go anti-air against those medevacs. Going to be pretty decent as well against any kind of units here and there. And the thing to note is, it seems like he's going for that Ultra. He's going for that Hive. +3 going to be important. And here we go again with the Brawl. Medevacs right now trying to get the hell out of there. That's the Spore Crawler, though, getting rid of one. The Queens are also in position, and these Marines are dying for free. One more shot should do it. Is there any Queen Deer? Don't want a natural, no, but it's still a Spore Crawler in position. So Mizzle has his play on the outskirts instead. Certainly start now looking for the Swarm yet again. At the same time, Marine drop onto the main base. Really goodly done by Mizzle so far. But it's still not going to be enough. It's time for the cleanup right here, right now. Jazzyjay, though, needs to attack after this one. Or maybe take care of the medevacs here. Hydra's trying to give chase, but the afterburners will keep those Marines alive. A 2-prong attack there from Mizzle, actually working out in the end. So this does give a lot of chances for Mizzle now. He's able to even up that worker count. He's able to eke out that economy, and it does put Jazzyjay on edge no matter what. Question is though, now with all these upgrades coming, what's the plan? Infestors. Interesting. From Jazzyjay. Fungal growth can be pretty decent against Marines, that's for sure. It isn't as strong as it used to from a tale as old as time. But in all honesty, you can't really go wrong with the spellcasting if you know how to use it well. For now though, MiZEL gonna be adding things up to his collection. More and more upgrades right now, +2. Looking to go online on that armor side, as well as that weaponry. More units as well. Marauders right now being tossed into the mix. Some Marines at the same time, but does MiZEL really need that many Marauders? That's the question, because he's fighting against a Ling Hydra composition. They're not really too good against light units per se. Sure, you can put the Marauders out in front, and I do like MiZEL. Sure, he's only getting 5, but there's gonna be the Baneling right now getting connection on, and there we go again. MiZEL losing a number of Marines there. Widowmine still gonna be in position. There we go, the Baneling still running over, and Jazzyjay with a good composition to clean up house no matter what. The Zerg look mighty impressive here, and here we go again with the offensive. Interesting enough, no fungal growth available here for the Infestors, and I'd love to see what this is gonna be all about very, very soon. In any case though, here we go again. That's just gonna be more of these Banelings getting the connection. Fungal slowing them down. And Jazzyjay bringing us a little bit of a different element. These Fungals are looking pretty solid so far. Overseer's also giving chase. And MiZEL right now on the high ground, losing out quite a lot there. Into the Fungal from the Banelings, it really just adds a big, big connection. And with the Hydras there as well, it's so easy to get rid of those Medivacs along the way. For now though, Jazzyjay looking pretty comfortable with his setup no matter what. Still trying to get the hell out of there with that lone Medivac, but the chase is on, and this is gonna be the attack coming our way. More Banelings right now, looking to get in position. I like that there's a dam right now. This is a floodgate way. The first Jazzyjay getting in the way of himself, and with all those upgrades right now, this is getting mighty scary to say the least. These Banelings rolling on over to the other side. Sensor tower there on the left. MiZEL looking to congregate here. But it feels like this is an army waiting just to die, because this is looking mighty scary here from our Zerg. Coming on closer and closer though to the action. And this is MiZEL trying to play the offensive yet again. But he is on the back foot. He is the one lagging on behind. And Jazzyjay gonna be looking to ignore that force. And we'll be going to the top left instead. Never mind though. Infestor's still gonna be there as well. Burrow is available so they can hide on the inside. The Zerglings are gonna be the first wave. Banelings right now onto the south side. There we go with the Fungal getting connection. Infestor trying to do all they can. And you can really see the slow effect coming into full force. Acid and Snot hurting the Marines where it counts. And that is a cleanup there from Jazzyjay. He just steps on MiZEL so easily. What a way to go using those Infestors. And this is time for the coup de grace, the killing blow to come. Who said Infestors were a bad unit? That Fungal, it doesn't do too much damage now, but still in the right hands. And if you're able to punish your opponents, then it is just an amazing sight to behold. Those slows really hurting MiZEL there. The end, unable to get the Medivac load on in time. Jazzyjay right now on the offensive. He doesn't have Parasite, but he still will use those Fungals to say the least with the Mines, though. Getting a few shots here and there. Hydras might get caught mid-transition. And MiZEL right now looking to cut his losses and looking to cut off this army. But Jazzyjay is no fool. He will be coming together as one. The Swarm is an absolute unit. And with all these units right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see MiZEL just call it here. He has a supply depot wall, and they're funneling on it just to die. Because Jazzyjay right now bringing in the force of the Swarm. And MiZEL is not ready with his army whatsoever. There we go with the shots already. This is the Liberator trying to get some damage on, but it's not going to happen. The Hydras are pushing forward. Widowmines die on the outskirts. And with a planted fortress down below, it seems like for Jazzyjay, he's ignoring that low ground base and go over to the high ground instead. Never mind though. The action afoot. Trying to come closer and closer into those front lines. And for now, Jazzyjay is hurting from the high ground, but that PF is putting in the pain. And this is going to be a good way for MiZEL to try and stabilize. But never mind, the Banelings again rolling on in and getting those takedowns. Medivacs right now trying to do all they can, but you can't heal corpses, that's for sure. Jazzyjay is all over the place, and this should be it. What went wrong there for MiZEL? Going for an aggressive build like that, but doing nothing with it means that your opponent can just go for the macro, and that is exactly what Jazzyjay did. Interesting approach to go for the Hydra Infester rather than the Mutsa, but it is what it is, and it has worked out for him. Fungal doing all it can. Did he just use the anti-air ability for no real reason? I guess. Those Fungals though trying to get the connection, but the Marauder's trying to run on away. We don't mind right now getting a good slam, but that's pretty much it. This is Jazzyjay showing he is improving, he is impressive. One of the best, in all honesty, from the Novice Cup. And really goes to show the future of SCPH looking pretty bright. We have so many new players, we have a new production team as well, and it really feels that it's old and new coming together as one, especially in the quarantine tournaments. But right now, Jazzyjay is quarantining his opponent. MIZEL is stuck on the outside, stuck on the inside rather, on that high ground, and this is just basically game. MIZEL's trying to go for a last stand, but it doesn't matter. He's running out of units, running out of time, running out of resources. And even with these ninja expansions, it doesn't feel like anything will be happening soon, because Jazzyjay has 2.6k in the bank on both sides. It's a ridiculous amount here from Reserg. And here we go again with the push. Fungal again getting a connection. Widowmine gets another good slam, and that's one thing MIZEL has been doing right, but everything else has been oh so wrong. Jazzyjay now with the Infestors in front. They go for the burrow instead. That's going to be a scandal to try and catch him out. But it doesn't matter because these Banelings are happy to pop in between these buildings. And there we go again with the scanulation. For now, MIZEL is just basically buying time, but that's going to be that. Jazzyjay ties things up. And we will be right back for game number 3. So hello guys, and welcome back to our setup, to our session 2. Our best of 3. Like we said, we're coming on back to do games number 2 and 3 in the first bout between DLSMIZEL and Jazzyjay. I'm telling you right now, guys, that there is going to be a second one coming your way soon. But for now, let's get into it. Who will win this best of 3? And it is on Ice and Chrome LE. Introducing first, though, the man with that aura in his plans. Won it out on the first game from ages back with a good bio push. But on the second one, playing the aggro, but not really doing anything with it. It's all bark and no bite right there from this guy. But maybe, just maybe, this time, he'll bare his fangs and get those kills. It is our Green Terran up on top, DLSMIZEL. And his opponents here on the bottom left, Infestors, apparently the way to go against all those Marines. Bring in a little bit of that old flavor just in case, and this man can really bring in a dance or two. It is our Red Zerg, Jazzyjay. Tying things up there on Everdream LE, very impressively done with that spell casting. And MIZEL might want to check out how to really load those units in if need be, because he's always out of position though with those medivacs, and Jazzyjay taking advantage with the slow in tow. But for now, on Ice and Chrome LE, gonna be a little bigger on the map side. We saw a pretty macro-focused game a while ago, and looking at a map like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same old thing. But TVZ, yet again, feels like, though, that the meta has really shifted back into a Brood War kind of style. Marines versus Lings, and then you just get the big boys versus the big boys. You see those mutants as well. Old school stuff, siege tanks into play, and it really feels that it is gonna be a new decade of the same old goodness. But you can't really go wrong with that. StarCraft 2 has been built on TVZs and more. And in all honesty, has been one of the biggest matchups of all time. But for now, MIZEL is going to be trying to bring his own kind of game. He's looking for that second base already a lot earlier than before. Goes for the standard 1-1 expand before anything else, but he does go for a quicker expansion rather than going for the factory first. Means that he's looking to, at the very least, mirror his opponent, because Jazzyjay has gone into the macro focus, has the hatchery, even though he did, I believe, go for the pool first for a little bit. But for now, this is going to be a good swarm of Lings going on to the outskirts and looking around to put them in the corner and do something with that. Still though, MIZEL gonna be looking to play that economy, and looking at those two games, it really feels like these two guys are practicing a few different things. Jazzyjay though whipping something out a little different, and there we go again with the action. Reaper control right now from MIZEL, getting better and better. He has gotten 1 kill so far, but he has to get the hell out of there. Queen though is in the way, and it feels like it's you trying to run on away, and you trip over a string, hit that trap, and you just become mincemeat instead to those needle spines. So a really good shot there from Jazzyjay, putting that in position, and MIZEL forgetting that that second base is up and running. Queen comes up at the right time. Why does the Zergling have that? I don't get it. What does it do? Does it fold to make them faster? Does it make them fly? I don't really get it. Interesting skin. But anyway. It is what it is. Mizzle right now getting that orbital command up and running. 111 expansion is good to go. And this is the Overlord looking to get on the way. But Mizzle, this man is exposing his Widow Mines. And fast, he just blows things up to Kingdom Come. And apparently, the man of action will have the plan of those drops. Mizzle has proven that he can go for a really good offensive drop if need be. His only problem has to be the fact that his medevacs are just kind of on a different area code rather than the escape plan. But he did prove a while ago that he can go for some good Doom drops, especially on that main base. But now though, 4 Widow Mines is a lot of explosives. And if this works out right here for Mizzle, he can really cripple the economy of his opponents. So though Jazzyjay going for that 3-hatch approach, wanting to make sure he's going to get that macro on. Mizzle though in the meantime, with a 111, looking to set up that second rack. So wouldn't be surprised to see him play a little more in the aggro this time. But Jazzyjay should see this coming. He knows that the medevac's there. It even says hi to the Overlord. It drops it down here. And okay, Mizzle. Interesting way to go about things. So instead of going for the drops, he's using these Widow Mines to actually get rid of Overlords, look to supply block his opponents. And you can see this in a bunch of different matchups like PvZ, right? You play the Mass Phoenix approach with the Adepts on the ground. You try to supply block your opponents. And then the Adepts can just clean up house on whatever the hell they want and more. So interesting way to go about things. We'll see right now if Mizzle can actually get the connection this time. Is Jazzyjay ready for it though? He doesn't have a Spore Crawler whatsoever. And this is gonna be pretty bad for him, even though the Widow Mines don't have Drilling Claws right now, or at the very least, they don't have an army to go invisible. It's still gonna be connections, and there you go, that's it! That is what they were looking for, and DLSMIZEL is like gonna be a child waiting for Christmas Day to come, because he's just getting all the hits he wants and more. These Widow Mines right now, getting some good DPS, and Jazzyjay not doing anything. It was so telegraphed already, and it still lands no matter what. There we go now with the Spore Crawler coming online. But it feels like it's too little too late, because Mizzle takes the worker lead just from that one attack. Highly unfortunate. It really felt like Jazzyjay there was given the knowledge, given the studies, but in the end, just threw it all away and didn't really work hard for it. Could have been a little better there from our Zerg, in all honesty. But his macro's pretty on point, that's for something. But Mizzle, punishing that one and more. For now, though, Mizzle is supply block. Has to be careful, though. Needs to make sure everything is a-okay. Seems like he was backing on that CC to be a little faster than that. But at the very least, his army will be coming online sooner than not. 3-4 racks gonna be online. Third base will be up and running here for Mizzle as well. And this does put our Terra in a really good spot right now. These drops are looking so annoying, and this medevac will be able to get the hell out of there. 46 to 27 workers, though. Widow Mine right now gonna get caught and will get taken down. But it doesn't matter. It basically means that the first base has been crippled. The third base is derelict. The second one sure is protected, but that's pretty much it. And Jazzyjay now has to use all those larvae to go for drone cycles instead. Now, this does make it a lot worse for Jazzyjay, because Mizzle will be going for a bigger army from behind of all of this. Overseer right now floating on around as well. I don't believe, though, he does need that detection, because, as we said, it is that armory patch for this one. So, interesting that he did go for an Overseer there. Wanted Spore Crawler just to make sure he had a way to deal with the medevac if need be, but it really is all about you getting the hell your units away from the blast radius. In any case, though, Jazzyjay right now spotting out Mizzle and his third base. And this is a really good force here for Mizzle. He has a number of Marines. He has some good medevacs. And this can be a pretty decisive blow if used correctly. We'll see, though, how this is going to work out. Jazzyjay, compared to that second game, it feels like this is an absolute pittance of an army. And right now, I feel very, very worried for our Zerg. His creep spread is also a little lacking compared to the first one. And it just might be because of the map being bigger than, well, Everdream. And in any case, though, early upgrades yet again here from Jazzyjay, looking for that +2, +2 already. But what do upgrades matter if you don't have the army count to go in behind all of this? And Jazzyjay, feeling that a storm is approaching, he goes for a Spine Crawler onto the third base. But where is the army? Mizzle right now singing the Flight of the Valkyries, because these medevacs are looking to bring the Band of Brothers online and ready to go. Drop is there already. Widow Mine gonna be there as well. Stim back on in. Marauder gonna be out in front. And it seems like for Mizzle, he's trying to go for the push-pull, looking to make sure that he will know where that army is going to be coming from in the first place. Though, this is the hatcher right now getting hampered. And Jazzyjay just giving this one up for free. He knows that this is too much for him to handle. 70 army compared to 26. This is looking way too much to deal with in the first place. Where are all the other Marines? So that's the question. Good load on in right there from the side of MIZEL. There we go again with one of the mines. And goodbye to the army. What a connection there. What a bait and switch. And DLSMIZEL is in prime position to win this game. Question is though, can he wrap things up already? This is the Marines and Marauders sticking on the sides into this natural, and while the Spinal Crawler is poking at the way, this is the Needle Spines from the Queens, nothing really doing much because they are just dying in the field of battle. Medivacs right now keeping alive. One of them though will fall. Less band-aids for everyone, but it doesn't matter because Stimpaks are your friends, and that's gonna be GG. MIZEL will wrap things up and get the series 2-1 victory for our Terran player. With the mines, with the mines, with the mines. The answer there for MIZEL was with the mines. Not only a good drop there onto the main, onto the third, but also getting the right lock on at the right time. You saw that Sterling bring that lock on to everyone else, and it really feels like it's a boombaya goodbye from those things. Sayonara indeed. So unfortunate there for Jazzyjay, but it really just goes to show when MIZEL plays the attack right and gets the drop perfectly, and that is where he truly shines. Big difference there compared to the second game and the third game, and that was a quick one to wrap things up. So guys, as we said, I will be looking to go back to this formats, and you should expect at least every 1 or 2 days that there will be 1 to 2 things. So there might be times in 2 days I'll do 4 things, there might be times I'll do 1 thing. It really depends, but more or less I'll be going through the backlog as quick as possible to allow you guys to submit replays yet again, to get on through with everything that needs to be done. And I really thank you guys for your patience. I really thank you guys for still supporting. And don't forget to join quarantine tournaments and everything SCPH does. Support your favorite streamers, your favorite players. You got your ABP, you got pro players between Daks and Ender, and so many others in the scene, in our community, that are coming together as one. So thank you for coming with me in this journey. We still continue on though with what started it all, and we will be right back for another game very, very soon.